Attention. Attention gamblers and poor people. We've got what you want. And yet another big college weekend. And of course, we're going to muck it up here, and no one does it better than my good friend Jersey Jim. Jim, how you doing, buddy?
Mike, what's going on, man? Back again. Here we are talking some picks, talking college football, jam-packed weekend. Now you got college on Saturday, you got NFL Sunday. I don't think you would want to leave the couch, right?
No, there's no reason to do that. And I'm not talking to the family. They are out.
Sorry, kids. You got a Pee Wee game on Sunday? Sorry, I'm watching college football.
No. Call your uncle.
Yeah.
So you on this very show and maybe another show, I don't know, but certainly this one, you called for Oregon to win against Penn State. Again, I'm surprised it even went to overtime. But if we're looking at this week, because Penn State's got to right that ship, and I think they're going to get a chance against UCLA.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I think they'll definitely right the ship. They got to stay with the running game, though. They have a good running game. Drew Aller not sold on him. You could tell in the game, again, James Franklin can't win big games. But I'm going to be honest, UCLA at UCLA could be a tough game for Penn State coming off that emotional game. That's why with the Ducks having the bye, that's a good thing for them because I believe they have Indiana coming up to their place after the bye week. So I think if the Ducks were playing this week, I would have taken Indiana points-wise because of the major letdown coming off a big game like that. But I think when the Ducks play Indiana, I think they're going to roll them. Even though Kirk Cignetti might not be happy about that, I think they have some time to just be like, all right, we can relax a little bit here. But I think Penn State got to go with the running game. Drew Aller, look, we got to see more from him. James Franklin's defense, they got to go to that West Coast. Look, we know UCLA is not good, but they're Nico Iamaleava can show he has the talent. The problem is UCLA is not that good.
No, they're not. So just so you know, in that game, and again, these are depending on the book, but of course we're with mybookie.ag. So I've got Kaytron Allen for over 60 yards and Singleton for over 50 yards. That's a 2. That doubles your money. Basically, if you're putting it in a same game parlay, I don't mind doubling up whatever I got. So those that's what I'm taking there.
Yeah, I like that. I like those player props. I mean, you got to look at one of their other guys though. If I'm looking on the D side of things though, you can see Dennis Sutton, their DN, can go up for at least a couple of sacks. That O-line for for UCLA, I'm sorry, is not that good, very weak. So I think the defensive side, if there's any player props out there that you're looking at, Dennis Sutton, take his sack total.
The other games that are going to be real bangers, Miami, Florida, right? So the U against Florida State, who all of a sudden are playing this year, and you got Tommy Castellanos up against Carson Beck, who was, kind of pedestrian last week. He didn't have to do too much, but I got a feeling this thing is not only is it tight, but this will be a very interesting game.
So these games have a history. If you know, it's either wide left or wide right for Florida State. If you're a Miami fan at the old Orange Bowl. And look, some of these games have not been close when Florida State's been really good. Miami stinks, and the other way around. Castellanos, man, he's going to put up numbers. I'm still not stoked on that defense from Mario Cristobal. You and I both know him from Oregon, too. Look, his Oregon defense was not great when he was there. Miami's defense needs to be better. I'm going to be honest because that's the reason that cost them the playoff spot last year. But they are the best team in the ACC. Miami beats Florida State here. They're going to walk to the ACC title game, and they should be into the playoff. The problem is Castellanos can outperform Carson Beck. The issue with Carson Beck is his timing, his throws. If you're looking for yardage numbers on Carson Beck, it's going to be there, but Florida State's defense is good where he can take away those weapons.
For me on that game, so this is, once again, we're talking about the U and Florida State. I've got Tommy Castellanos for 50 yards rushing, which I think is more than capable of doing that. And I've only got him for throwing 176 and a half yards because he's, again, probably not one of these 300-yard guys. And again, doesn't have to be. But I think when he throws the ball, that C.J. Daniels looks pretty good. So I took him for over 46 and a half yards. Again, not huge numbers, but surprisingly, those 3 picks is a 5.74. I'm not hating that.
No, I wouldn't hate that. I think Castellanos is going to get his rushing numbers easily against that Miami D. And don't forget, this game is being played in Tallahassee. It's not being played down in Miami. So, and there's no Orange Bowl anymore, which is a shame because that was probably one of the best buildings ever. If you ever watched a college football game, I like those picks, Mike. I'm also going to take a guy that if you're looking at passing numbers, Fletcher Jr., his yard totals, I like his yard totals in this game too.
As we move to, let's take a look. If I give you a football player, I don't mind. In fact, I would like if my name were Bear Bachmeyer.
Oof.
Now I get it. BYU, it's always weird, right? People don't really
Yeah.
understand the school. People are like, what does it mean? Like they whisper, are they Mormons? Yeah, they're Mormons. The Church of the Latter-day Saints. Wow, what does that mean? Don't ask. It's like it's funny. There's just strangeness at times about BYU. But Bear Bachmeyer, the one thing that I notice about him is when he wants to run, he's very effective running. So I took him for over 37 and a half yards, and I took their huge, like the LJ Martin is one of these guys that again can crank it up. They're almost 200-yard guys, but I'm taking them for 90 yards. So again, that's 3 times your money. That's a Bear to get 37 and a half yards, and LJ Martin for 90 yards plus, which I don't think is that outrageous. Again, that's 3 times your money.
Oh, these are great picks, Mike. I'm banging on those numbers too. I mean, BYU is one of the best teams out there. It's always tough to play against them. I like those numbers that you're throwing out there for BYU. I'm hammering all the yard totals, and I'm taking the over in the game total as well.
Beautiful. One final game. You got Minnesota at Ohio State, and the Ohio State's got some real talent. And when you take a look at what they can do when they want, Jeremiah Smith is a monster.
Oh,
Like he's an absolute freak. Now that the guys sort of in front of him are all playing in the NFL, now it's his turn. So for him to get, and I had to look at that number, but 89 and a half yards. Now, generally, depending on the school you're talking about, you're like, are they going to get, not, he's going to get 89 and a half yards. I have no problem with that. I also think that, yes, Bo Jackson, not that Bo Jackson,
no.
this Bo Jackson, but he can run too. 74 and a half yards. I'm taking the over. People are like, wait a minute, these are all overs. These are all square bets. This is all public stuff. Yeah, it is. Because sometimes you don't have to overthink it. And that's 275 times your money. If you calculate all these into a same game parlay, they're only twos and threes. There's only five. This is big time money, and I don't think it's that hard.
No, it's not that hard. Jeremiah Smith is so good. Like he's one of the best receivers, and Ohio State has that wide receiver factory now that Miami used to have. All these guys just going to the league and they're studs.
They're
They
pros.
have
Yeah.
they're just pros, and I think there's another receiver. I believe it Jeremiah Love over in Notre Dame too. He's gonna have a big day as well. I like his overage yard totals as well in the Notre Dame game.
I
That's
got
a
him for
that
over 80 yards. I took him for
yeah,
over 80 yards
yeah, me
rushing.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him so much. And then obviously, you look at the guys around the league, the other games as well. I mean, that kid Williams down in Alabama, Ryan Williams, is the same age as Smith. I think he's going to have another monster day against Vandy. Though Diego Pavia is going to hit his numbers as well.
Yeah.
I would hammer his numbers, Williams' numbers in that game as well, and Ty Simpson. All like I'm loving the overages in the college games because defenses really lately have not been playing defense. It's like the Big 12. It's no defense.
Yeah, it's like what's the total? So if you don't play like college ball, right? You only play like pro. Sometimes you're like, what's the total on that? This game, depending on the game. Oh, it's a 76 and a half. They're like, what did you just say? I'm going, dude. You don't play college. And you're not looking at the conferences. I mean, there
No,
are times where you look at like Conference USA and some of these other conferences. The games are in the high 70s. Yeah, that's because every game's like 49 to 45. Like they're crazy games. But anyway, look, Jimmy, we're gonna run here. Thanks so much for your time. Do you have one pick for a Sunday? I'm sure you got a Sunday pick. Before what are you looking at this Sunday?
I'm looking at this Sunday and a Sunday pick. I'm going with Jackson Dart to hit his rushing total. I think it's set
Ooh.
at 36 yards. I think he gets it in the first quarter.
Do you think he's healthy enough to do it? Because I know there's all that speculation about him, the hamstring. Do you think he's
Yeah,
healthy?
I think he's healthy enough to do it. I think that's a
Yeah.
good play. Look, I would not bet all of that game. That would be a game for me that I would probably stay away from. But Jackson Dart running the ball, 36 yards to me is an enticing number.
Yeah. And we like enticing, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm from Jersey. We like a lot of things that are enticing. I mean,
Yeah.
I always get the call telling me, hey, you got to get certain plays. So it's like, if it's
Yeah.
enticing enough, I'm throwing that money down.
Usually it's a guy talking like this. Hey,
You know,
Jimmy, here's
I'm
what you
playing
gotta
dark.
do. Yeah.
Exactly. When we're
Just make
getting
sure you pay
DeVito,
your bills. Make sure you pay your bills on time.
always on time, always on time. I just think, I might be doing the thing the right way.
That's the right way. Jimmy, thanks so much. We'll talk to you again next week.
Absolutely, Mike. Anytime. Take care.
For over 40 years, Calgarians have trusted DKI Calgary when disaster strikes. From fires and floods to legendary hailstorms, our all-star team delivers rapid response and proven restoration excellence to residential and commercial customers. As the premier restoration provider in Calgary and Southern Alberta, we're the partner families, businesses, insurers, and property managers count on. When the unexpected happens, trust experience. Trust DKI Calgary, restoring homes, businesses, and peace of mind for more than 4 decades.
You're watching Raw Mike Richards Picks and Props, brought to you by mybookie.ag. We always have celebrity picks as well. We're going to get to it in a second, but just a reminder to use the promo code RAW, RAW. Gives you the insured bet, the safety net bet, if you will. So up to $500, you make a mistake, or we do, you get your money back. That's pretty good. Here's what's not good. When the guy making your picks is Hannibal Lecter. That's right, Hannibal Lecter picks. Oh, goody.
Hello, Michael. I see you're betting again. I guess the thirst has returned. Is your dark passenger back? Can you feel him? Can you see him changing? He wants you to know that he's changed. Are you going to change as well? Are you thirsty? Do you hunger? What do you covet, Michael?
Yeah, can we get to the picks or football?
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
Let's start with Illinois and Purdue. Oh, I like that Luke Altmaier to throw 2 touchdowns or even more. Oh, that boy can score. Colin Dixon for over 40 and a half yards receiving. Hank Beatty. You remember Hank Beatty? Do you remember what he does? Do you remember what he wants? He wants 50-plus yards receiving. I've got news for you, Michael. He's going to get it. And Caden Fegan. I almost said Caden Feeden. Oh, that's a good joke. 50-plus yards rushing. Also, let's take Boise State at Notre Dame. Oh, I love the Catholics, Michael. They're such a paradox. Even when they win, they feel guilty. Jadarian Price for 60-plus yards, he'll do that. Jeremiah Love, I love to watch him rush. 80-plus yards. And Jordan Faison, he's a dirty boy, Michael. You should see what he wants. This weekend, it's 50 and a half yards, 58 and a half yards. That's what he'll get. That's 10 times your money. That is a need. That is a desire. If it's money that you want, but I know, Michael, you want so much more than that. And guess what? I like you.
After those kinds of picks, I just kind of, want to boil myself. Good luck tonight. Remember, mybookie.ag. Use the promo code RAW. Good luck tonight and this weekend.
Mike Richards! Mike Richards!
Yeah, sports talk will never be the same again.
Seriously, Jeff, stop laughing.
I mean, have you heard this guy?